Today I want to talk a little bit about retirement and you. Throughout the last couple of decades as a financial advisor helping our clients, I've had the opportunity to work with many of you throughout those years and help guide you through the retirement planning stage, planning at retirement or near retirement, and then throughout the retirement years. This past year in 2020, and so far this year in 2021, we've seen even more folks retiring recently, partially because they're of age to retire, partially because they're ready to retire for whatever reason. The topic always comes up when we're planning for retirement of retirement and you. And hopefully we've been planning for it for a while, but the topic comes up, and the normal suspects that we're always going to visit about is, of course, financial planning, making sure the plan is in order. Risk assessment. Do we need to reevaluate or dial down the risk in retirement or near retirement? Investment planning, taking a look at all the investments. The portfolio, the overall financial picture. Company plan decisions, what to do with rollovers, how to take care of those. Income planning, how are we going to plan for an income that hopefully you won't outlive? All those things are central to a conversation at retirement and into retirement. But what often doesn't get discussed a lot that I've found throughout the years is very, very important is what to do now with my free time. What about the mental aspect of retirement? It's very important to consider because you're going to have more free time than you had in the past. You're going to need to fill that free time up with something productive. And all of us, including myself when I retire someday, until we've retired, we've never taken on that occupation. That's never been our job at retired. So over the years looking at it, and I saw this infographic a while back, and it just resonated because these are really 5 central things that people should think about when they're planning or at retirement so that they get the most out of their retirement and don't drive themselves, a spouse, other family, and friends crazy. You typically need 5 hobbies, maybe not all of them, but I think they're all very important to at least think about, in addition to all of the financial decisions that have to be made. The first one is a way to make money. Now, yes, when you retire, you're going to have income off of your investments, hopefully that you've saved. Maybe you have a pension from a previous job, Social Security. All those things are all good and part of your plan. But I found some of the most happy clients that we have are productive clients. So they have some way to make some complementary income in retirement, whether it's some type of consulting work that they have experience in, whether it's some part-time job or hobby that they can make a little bit of money out of. But it just gives them the opportunity to keep that financial freedom with them, and also maybe even a way to give back. So that's very important. Number 2, a way to keep in shape. We only are giving one body and one life to live. And so it's very important when we retire to not stop being active, and maybe with our free time to be more active. We need to continue to keep in shape, or maybe if we have more time in retirement, maybe we want to focus on other ways to keep in shape. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to run a marathon, but maybe it means we're going to get up and we're going to walk in the morning. We're going to have some type of regular exercise routine, maybe join a fitness club or a group of like-minded active people, but to just make sure that we maintain some physical shape in retirement. Third is one to keep us creative. Maybe picking up a camera and learning some photography. Maybe it's painting or whatever it may be, blogging, reading, but just having something to take up that time to help us remain creative. One to build knowledge. Maybe that's just enrolling at some local classes at a library locally, or maybe that's taking some online or in-person courses at a local trade school to learn photography or learn something that we might have an interest in that also gets us around like-minded people. Lastly, I think, and one of the most important, is one to evolve our mindset. So when we retire, we may quit working, but the world doesn't quit. The world keeps moving on, the world keeps evolving, and the world keeps changing. So it's very important, I found with my retired clients and myself one day, to remain relevant in the world around us. And, read. If you haven't read before, maybe it's a good time to pick up that hobby. Or maybe, it's being open minded, being around different groups and types of people, different ages, different demographics, but just making sure whether we're joining groups, whether we're participating in local civic clubs, but just to keep evolving that mindset so that we don't become stale in a world that keeps moving around us. So, in summary, one of the things I think when I look through this list of 5 hobbies that has a lot of overlap is volunteering in your community. When we retire, we have more time to volunteer, and there's not a better way that I can think of than volunteering to stay in shape and active, to keep being creative and being involved in different things in the community, continue to build knowledge of what's going on in the world, what's going on in different organizations around town or in your state, and then also what better way to evolve your mindset and stay relative to what's going on around us.